What is a pioneer?
Pioneer is a person that evangelizes the good news. And an evangelizer is a person that preaches the gospel.
How many are the different ways to pioneer?
Yes, there are different ways to pioneer. They have full-time pioneers, which are individuals that spend at least 70 hours per month in the evangelizing work. They also have auxiliary pioneers who spend 50 hours per month in the evangelizing work. And then there are certain times a year that the hours required are actually reduced to 30 per month, and that allows other people who are working or have other responsibilities to partake in that type of service.
Okay, so what's your name?
Laura Duche.
How long have you been pioneering?
I have been a regular pioneer for 4.5 years.
Okay. What motivated you to become a pioneer?
The biggest thing was the desire to teach people the Bible. I see the value of the Bible. I try to read it every day, and I would like to share as much as that information with others as I can.
What examples do you have to follow?
My biggest example has been Jesus, of course, but my parents have also were good examples. They were pioneers when they were young, when they first got married, and always put that as a goal for their children. So that's kind of always stuck with me.
Okay, what sacrifices did you have to make to meet the requirements?
Scheduling, making sure the schedule I could meet the hourly requirement. So I had to take full-time work and cut it down to part-time.
Mm-hmm.
And so of course there was a financial loss there. And that just took a little bit of time to balance out, and now it's like a routine. I've learned to simplify, live on less, but actually gain more because of the sacrifices.
All right. And final question, how have you benefited from pioneering?
I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned weaknesses, like patience is not one of my strong suits, so I've learned to be more patient. I've grown closer to members of my congregation, which has been a blessing. But ultimately, I've gained a stronger relationship with God, and because that continues to motivate me to continue to pioneer. So it's kind of a circular thing. Everything's kind of feeding each other, but I think the biggest would be my relationship with God.
All right, thank you. What motivated you to auxiliary pioneer?
The motivation for auxiliary pioneering for me would be mainly the people that I can go out and talk to and share Jehovah's Word with. I know for myself, I learned a lot when it comes to Jehovah's Word. Certain things that I was taught out of the Bible that I felt that other people needed to hear about. And things changed the way I viewed things, the way I did things in my life. So that pretty much was my motivation, hoping I can give people the things that I learned so that they can make certain changes if needed.
What examples did you have to follow?
The examples I had to follow were certain brothers and sisters in our Kingdom Hall, as well as when you heard about certain stories come from the stage with brothers and sisters out of auxiliary pioneering, and then Jesus' example in the Bible, how he was out preaching and teaching. It was just something I could relate to, and at times, definitely when I have the time, I think I need to use that time in auxiliary pioneering.
What sacrifices did you have to make to meet the required hours?
Well, some of the sacrifices would be watching certain television shows or sporting events that you might want to watch. Maybe even extra work, doing extra work, making extra money. We all can use extra money, but when you look at God's word and what it's supposed to mean to you and how it's supposed to help other people, you should be willing to make that sacrifice just as long as you don't hurt yourself. So I sacrificed, of course, the TV shows and sports were pretty easy. But like if it came to a Super Bowl, that would be kind of tough. But it was still easy. But as well as, like I said, a lot of people out here are having trouble. They need help in their life, and the things in the Bible help people. And when you think about making sacrifices, or you can give that type of knowledge to people, then it makes certain sacrifices not so tough.
And how have you benefited from auxiliary pioneering?
The benefit is being able to see people take God's words, some things that they never heard, things that they never thought of, and you actually help them to understand and see certain things out of the Bible. That was a benefit to me. Me talking to people about God's word was kind of therapeutic for me, because when I said certain things to them and then they can relate things back to me, well, it helped me as well. Also, when you think about the struggles that people go through, anytime I can give someone some encouraging words or make somebody feel good, in turn, it made me feel good. So that was a real benefit for myself.
Thank you.